Mr. Chair, I'd like to introduce Gwen Lynn-Thomas, the proud principal of Griffin Middle School. Griffin is an IT magnet for the entire school system. You know, we are a choice district. We have a lot of choice programs for our students. This board has embraced that. And again, Gwen, welcome to the school board meeting.
Thank you, Superintendent Pons, School Board Chair Van Camp, Griffin School Board Member Mrs. Bowen, and school board members. I am so proud to stand before this board and this assembly tonight, especially after the accreditation report we received. It lets me know that we really are doing what's good for families and children in our district, and I am really proud to be a part of it. Thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to give you an update on the Griffin Middle Information Technology Magnet School Program that we have been so fortunate to have through our visionary superintendent, Superintendent Pons. We are in our 5th year as an information technology magnet school, our 2nd year as a registered CAPE Academy with the state of Florida. And I'm very, very excited to say that we are the only registered middle school CAPE Academy in Leon County for information technology. To date, we continue to earn media coverage and we continue to earn public speaking opportunities to share this cutting edge program with our state. And it's important for us to all realize that it is not only a state program, but we inform legislation nationally and we are on the international scene. We continue to embrace our partnership with Workforce Florida with Certiport. We've recently aligned ourselves with the new program, Massive Academy, and also continuing our work with Microsoft. We embrace the concept we've been hearing for a long time, college ready for some, but career ready for all is what we aim to do. And we aim to equip our students to have skills that will command high wage and high earnings, hopefully keeping them within the state of Florida for our workforce, for private industry, and for business opportunities. Our program is evidenced by the success of us having earned 109 certifications to date within the 3 years that our students have been earning certifications. And these certifications are Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook. Our rigorous curriculum and skill sets helps our students to be able to move forward and also go into competitive high school programs, whether they choose to follow their home zone school path or whether they choose to go into the Rickards IB or the Godby High School Information Technology program. Our kids are ready for their future. It helps them to compete with their international contemporaries, not just locally. So we're proud to serve as that model, and we're proud to serve to help with commanding policy throughout the state. I'm accompanied by Mrs. LaToya Montgomery, our Dean of Information Technology Programs, Mrs. Susie Sanders, our teacher of the Academy programs, one of our students, Ajah Otley, and his parent, and you'll hear from each of them. And I'm going to bring Mrs. Montgomery before you at this time. Thank you.
My name is LaToya Montgomery, and I serve as the Dean of Students, the Dean of Magnet Programs, and other duties as assigned under the leadership of Mrs. Thomas at Griffin Middle School. This is my 4th year at Griffin, and watching the program evolve has been such an amazing and rewarding journey. Incorporating a magnet program is a somewhat difficult task, but over the course of the past 5 years, we've incorporated 3. Mrs. Thomas has worked tirelessly to change the perception of our school, spread community awareness, and remain abreast of cutting-edge technology and best practices, and we sincerely appreciate her efforts. Our goal with the CAPE Academy and our IT Magnet program is to prepare our students with the skills that we know will be essential in the future. We're working collaboratively to change the mindset of our students who believe that the only way to be successful is to become a college graduate. We tell them that taking advantage of programs like this, having a simple high school diploma in the state of Florida will make you marketable in the workforce. Both the Whetstone Group and Workforce Florida have been key partners who played supportive roles in helping to establish this program. While our IT Magnet program targets high-achieving students, our CAPE Academy targets students who may struggle academically. Both programs afford students the opportunity to gain Microsoft Office certification. When agreeing to take the charge of implementing this program at Griffin, it was important to us to make it available to all students as well as their families. In addition to offering this course as an elective to level 1s and 2s, it was also made available over the summer to our students, parents, and community members. Mrs. Sanders has done a remarkable job ensuring that each student excels in her course. And for those who may struggle academically, who receive exceptional student education services or accommodations and modifications through 504 plans, the curriculum was established with them in mind, and we already have interventions in place to make meeting the high expectations of her course within grasp. Mrs. Thomas, Mrs. Sanders, our amazing student leaders, and myself have been invited to present at the Senate Education Committee, Education Days at the Florida Capitol, and WFSU's American Graduate Town Hall meeting. Our goal was to aid the committee, community leaders, and state officials in conceptualizing what can be accomplished at the middle school level by students and the importance of preparing our students today for both a career path or college degree. Our theme is college ready for some, career ready for all. Our shared vision is to develop the talent that Florida's businesses need, not just today, but in the future. And having this will enable Florida to remain competitive in a global economy. One of our highest honors to date was to be special guest of Governor Rick Scott at the Governor's Mansion, and not only attend, but to present the success of our program. We've recently been asked to be a part of the pilot program, Road Trip Nation, that will be piloting new career curriculums at select schools. Although having a highly successful magnet program is our main focus, although having a highly successful magnet program is something that we're proud of, our main focus is academic excellence. To help support our efforts, we have several initiatives in place. One has been our PBS Spin the Wheel event every Friday. Our students were issued Caught Doing Good cards at the beginning of the year, and it can be initialed by all of the adults on campus when they're caught doing something good. So we're getting stopped in the hallways because they're picking up trash or showing new students how to get to class, and then on Friday they're given a prize off the wheel. Recently, we had a next celebration that acknowledged students for making gains at the end of the 9-week mark, both large and small. They were able to choose from a few student-selected activities during the last period of the day. And one of those activities was the 1 hour of code, where Massive Academy selected Griffin to launch the 10 million student, the hour of the code. Our students were given an introductory lesson on coding, and through this program, students can earn certificates and badges for their lines in coding. And this is a unique skill set that all of the technology that we use today stems from. Most recently, members of the Clue Crew from the television show Jeopardy visited our school to set up and demonstrate Classroom Jeopardy. And Classroom Jeopardy is an interactive computer system that allows educators to bring the familiar sights and sounds, buzzers and all, of Jeopardy into the classroom. With this award-winning program, the teachers became the hosts, the students became the contestants, and the questions were created from the curriculum. We are still actively recruiting new students to be a part of our program. Applications and shadow forms are available on our website, and we encourage you to stop by and visit our magnet program and see our course offerings. I could go on, but I won't. Please welcome Mrs. Sanders, our CAPE Academy instructor, a recent 2-time Rattler graduate, future administrator, and a proud parent of 2 former Griffin Tigers. Without her, the success of our program wouldn't be possible.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Susie Sanders. I'm the technology instructor at Griffin Middle School. Before I tell you about the Microsoft Office certification program, I'd first like to thank Ms. Gwendolyn Lynn-Thomas, our principal, for believing in her faculty, her staff, and the students to achieve high success. Our first year in incorporating Microsoft Office certification into our IT Academy started mid-September with the first round of testing beginning in February of 2012. Before implementing the certification program, I had to become a certified trainer myself. So the summer of 2011, I was called into Ms. Gwendolyn Lynn's office, and she stated to me that we're going to implement a new program, and it's Microsoft Office certification. I was so excited until she told me I had to spend my summer getting certified myself. So in order to teach the program, you have to receive your certification, in which I did. 2011, I received my certification. And in 2012, we decided to change from 2007 to 2010. So that means I had to get recertified all over again. Have fun. So by the end of the year of 2012, I had 30 students to earn their certification, and 3 of my students became a Microsoft Office specialist, meaning they received certification in Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, meaning they can train trainers now. During the second year, 2012-2013, my students caught on to the vision. They were able to benefit from differentiating the instructions, monitor and pacing themselves. They even stayed on task with little or no assistance from me. So students was finding success. At the last count, we now have 109 certifications, which include certification in Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, with at least 12 of my students becoming Microsoft Office specialists themselves. Now, these certifications is not an easy task, and if you don't believe me, I invite you to come to Griffin, and I will let you take one of the tests yourself to see how hard and difficult these tests really is. So I brought one of my students along with me, Ajar Otley, who would tell you the benefits of receiving his certification.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ajay Outley, and in the class that I'm taking at Griffin, I've been learning about Microsoft and Word and Excel, and I got my certification in Microsoft Word not last year, but last semester. And like she said, it wasn't easy. I think that when I get out of high school, I'll have a good chance to get a job because of what I'm doing now. At the end of this 9 weeks, I hope to have my Excel certification.
That's good. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You've heard about the Griffin program, and I think you can tell that we're very proud of it. I'm most especially proud that Superintendent Pons saw the benefit of this program along with Mrs. Maggie Lewis Butler and the Thorpe Street corridor, and how we can impact our community. And so thank you very much. If you have any questions, we'd love to entertain any questions you might have right now.
I do have one question, and as
Ms. Bowen.
Thank you.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Continue to toot the horns of Griffin, and it certainly is worth tooting. I'm on and off of that campus fairly regularly, and I've been to several of the graduations, if you would. Would you talk about how students, you may have mentioned it, but just a little bit more about how students are chosen for the program and what it really means once they get these certifications behind us? I remember one of the gentlemen from the governor's office stating that these children, if they were in other countries, would be prepared to go out into the real workforce and earn dollars to take care of families.
Yes.
Could you talk about that, please?
Yes, ma'am. We actually look within our feeder pattern, and we also recruit district-wide. We look for a good fit. We look for students who have a passion and a love for information technology. They may be techies. They may have an iPod, iPhone in one hand, a laptop, or some of their devices, an Android device in the other. And so they have a genuine love for technology. We use many of our curricular offerings and many of the technologies to enhance academics through the use of the technology. And as these children show an interest, we do have an application process where they come into the program, 2 letters of reference, and then the grades that follow. But as Mrs. Montgomery stated, we don't just work with those children that are the highest performing students. As long as the student has the motivation to do well and they have the tenacity to stick with the program, we offer them the opportunity to come in. Our newest baby on the block is the Hour of Code. And so with this particular program, any child can participate in the Hour of Code. We actually rolled it out on last Friday. We've opened it up with our after-school program, and it's beginning to catch on, and students are coming in to say, now, when are we going to do the Hour of Code? We're looking at before school. So whether they write 2 lines of code or 12 lines of code. We had one child who did 36 lines of code in the first sitting. And so we work with them. We provide the opportunities. Of course, they need to be able to stand the rigor of the curriculum. And one thing that I really appreciate about Mrs. Sanders is if the child is not successful at the first administration of the certification exam, they can, continue to try. There's no set number of certifications the child can earn. The child can earn as many as 5 certifications, but as few as 1. And so it really is scripted based upon the student's need.
So is there an opportunity to expand this program to more students? I guess I'm so into understanding from those of you who are so technologically not challenged as I, how important technology is to the global marketplace. And so it's my desire and hope that more than 30 students, can be a part, or we're making it available so that all students can have hands-on or at some point or the other. So are there plans for that in any of your academies or?
The children have an opportunity, number one, to choose if this is something they'd like to pursue.
Okay.
And
all right.
as they come in during the 6th grade, all children are exposed to technology. One of the beautiful benefits of attending Griffin Middle School is that technology is incorporated through all of the classrooms. Our entire campus is intelligent, smart. All of our classrooms have standard technology equipment, Prometheans, the voice enhancements. We have almost a 1-to-1 computer to student ratio, about 500 computers on our campus. We have a laptop, about 10 laptop carts, iPad carts. We have Androids. We have many different forms of technology. And so as that student goes through the elective courses, they can determine if this is something they'd like to specialize in. And so as they choose their electives, then that's where the certifications pair in. A child may not want to certify in any of the industry certifications, but that child might want to participate in band or chorus or physical education. They may be academically or athletically inclined. So it's really based upon the interest of the student. For those who do not choose the traditional curriculum, we invite them to come out during the summers. So we try to provide a number of different opportunities for them.
Ms. Lewis Butler.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Lynn. The program that the technology is a very good program. I appreciate you and thank you for you and Ms. Montgomery and your team really working with this program. I heard it say 30 students, and out of 30, only 3 did the certification.
No, ma'am. There are 30 children currently in one of the cohorts.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And that's at the 8th grade level. Of the 30, 3 children earned their certification as a specialist, meaning they earned 3 out of the 5 certifications. But we have over the 3-year period 109, which means a child may have earned 1 certification, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
So they can earn up to 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, will this be an 8th grade child or what grade level?
We began the certifications, the interest of the certifications during the 7th grade year.
7th grade.
Yes, ma'am.
So 7th and 8th grade.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
and now once they get the certification and then they leave Griffin and go to just a Gabi, the certification goes with the child.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now when they get to Gabi, will this certification is eligible for the next certification level at Gabi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, so they continue on with certification until they get the one at Gabi that would strengthen the one from Griffin to be eligible for the workforce.
Yes, ma'am. And what happens is as new products and as new software programs are released, the certifications are updated. So a child may have certification, I don't know if you remember Mrs. Sanders stating that she earned the 2007 Microsoft, but then during the course of the semester, 2010 was rolled out, and so in the following year, she actually had to update her certification to 2010. So as certifications are released and renewed, the teacher has to recertify, and the students earn updated certifications. So as they matriculate through high school, certifications are updated. Similar to my teaching certificate or our professional certificates, we have a certain period of time that they're good.
Oh, well, okay, now, from your study of the program, the program started when?
3 years ago.
Okay, now, this is 2014.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any results out there that gone into the workforce from school?
We have some students who have gone directly into the workforce who are using their skills. We've actually had opportunities where businesses have contacted us currently to see what our children are willing to do on their behalf. We're looking for externships. We're looking for opportunities for them to go into the job market. Just, looking for.
So we have that in place.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, doing an excellent job. We appreciate
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Okay. Ms. Didi Rasmussen.
Thank you for being here and for explaining. I personally probably need to come and enroll in the certification process. I'm sure the IT staff here would appreciate it a lot. And you probably could have a job like tomorrow. So good job for you. But I do have a quick question, just in case folks might be confused or listening in. I actually happen to work in higher ed, and we spend a lot of time with children who are underperforming academically and helping to bring them up to pace and trying to encourage them to go to college. So can you go back to what you said about, I completely agree that, and especially now there's a focus with some of our VOTEC schools on, a year to career or coming right out, or even working your way through high school with that certification. If you have to work during high school, which my children do, you could utilize that certification and then still go on to college. So the message about career ready for all, college for some, I'm sure you're not discouraging anybody from wanting to try to go to college.
Definitely not. One of the things that, especially in the Griffin community, many of our parents are interested in, pushing their child to earn that college degree. Of course, there's a view that the more college you have, the better job you have, the better resources you're able to command. With looking at the career and professional academies, it gives our students a skill set that opens their choices.
Right.
It's
Right.
now about a choice.
Yes.
A
Right.
child or a professional, once they earn their certification, can choose what track they want to go on. As a matter of fact, we have job opportunities bulletins that will show that some of the entry-level technology positions are commanding salaries as high as $50,000 or
yeah.
$60,000 with the right credentials.
Sure.
And so when our children have the credentials, they can choose to go into a higher wage job. If they have to assist with their college career, they don't have to work at a McDonald's or
Right,
fast
right,
food.
right,
They
right.
can go directly into a lucrative area. work their way through their college if that's what they choose to do. But if they don't choose, in our world today, technology is everywhere. It's in healthcare, it's in aeronautics, it's in all of the different capacities. And so we want to broaden the opportunities for our students and give them more of an opportunity to choose what they want to do and be able to have a very beneficial lifestyle.
Great. Those choices are, I think, what's so critically important. I just want to make sure we weren't sending a message, that you don't want to go to college. You might want to go to college. You might want to have a certification. You might want to, obviously, higher ed has been under the gun lately about the value of a liberal arts degree and whether it's economically advantageous to take on collegiate debt. But I just want to make sure that the whole scope of that conversation, that we wouldn't discourage anybody who
Oh, no,
might.
ma'am. For those who choose to pursue college, we are right there with them because that's why we offer the accelerated curriculum. That's why we prepare them to go into a rigorous program in high school and from high school into a rigorous program in college. And so there is a career track for them as they choose their track. They can work it.
Great. Thank you.
Yes.
And thank you so much. Certainly encouraging to see what a magnet school can do, and what you are doing. I compliment you for your leadership, your staff for their dedication and working for these children. It's exciting to see the articulation and the progression from the elementary school to the middle school at Griffin to the things at the high school at Godby. It's something that's needed for these kids. And I just think about the employment future for some of these young folks coming out of middle school, many of them wanting to volunteer for bright futures. The world is opening up them so many areas for volunteer. And a lot of those volunteer hours do lead into part-time employment.
That's right.
With that. So it's really exciting. And we're so proud of Griffin and your staff and what you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you.